Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala, glad to have you along for a Week 2 matchup between the John Glenn Bobcats and the Alma Panthers.
Big game in the Tri-Valley, second game of the year, Jeff. These two teams have played quite a bit over the years, so I'm looking for a really good football game. And Shepherd took it to the Alma Panthers last week, 17-7. So it's a big opportunity for the Alma Panthers to come in and make a statement against the John Glenn Bobcats.
Well, you look at it as a positive and a negative. The positive is you only gave up 17 points. In high school, if you only give up 17 points, you're going to probably win a lot of games. But when you're only putting 7 up on the board yourself, that could be a problem.
Yeah, that seems to be a problem for the Panthers last week, Jeff, against their rival. They're kind of neighbors over there in that area. So it was probably a tough loss for the Panthers. But, here's a great opportunity for Alma to come into John Glenn on their home field and see what they can do to maybe upset the Bobcats.
Well, when you look at John Glenn's first game of the year, too, that was really a tale of two halves. First half, they struggled a little bit, especially offensively. But down the stretch, meaningful possessions, they were able to come up with big points late and come away with a 7-point victory.
Yeah, they really did a nice job. They went up a division. They played South Lyon East, coming up from the Ann Arbor area, Jeff, and that was a big win. They put 10 points up on in the fourth quarter to win that game, 24-17. So, right out of the gate, they go up a division. They play a tough opponent right here on this beautiful field here at John Glenn, and they get a win. So a nice win for the John Glenn Bobcats.
And I really think the momentum from having those great possessions down the stretch makes it a little easier, at least offensively, for them to carry over into Week 2.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that pressure going into the fourth quarter and being down and scoring those 10 points was a huge confidence builder for these kids. And that's just going to carry over into Game 2. And like we always say, you always see the most improvement from Week 1 to Week 2. And I think you'll get that out of the Bobcats tonight.
Well, we are excited about the possibility. Taking care of the ball is going to be probably the key for both teams.
Yeah, I think the thing that from Week 1 to Week 2, you got to unforced errors, take care of those silly penalties, the motion, the holding and stuff that you have control over. It's a little bit windy out here tonight, so Mother Nature might play into this coming straight out of the west. We'll have to see, but the kicking game will be important. And, I think this Week 2 is you got a lot of confidence. You're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Well, in the kicking game for special teams, certainly having to gauge that kickoff or punt that's in the air and getting it cleanly is going to be a big priority.
Well, and we saw that last week in the All Saints game, Jeff. If you have any indecision about catching that football, just let it go. Get away from it. What you were yell, fire, Bobcat, whatever they yell, get away from it. Discretion's the better part of valor, and let's get the ball and make some noise.
We're excited about the possibilities for Week 2. That about puts the wraps on our pregame show, our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a moment here on BCTV.
At Covenant Healthcare, we take caring for kids very seriously. That's why we've established Covenant Children's Hospital, home of the Great Lakes Bay region's only pediatric emergency care unit, the only Level 3 regional neonatal intensive care unit, part of our state-of-the-art birth center,
Popsicles,
and the region's only pediatric intensive care unit.
Our pediatric ICU has specialized equipment designed for treating children and board-certified pediatric intensivists specifically trained to deal with the unique needs of pediatric care.
As a pediatrician, it's rewarding to work at a hospital with so many resources devoted to kids' care.
Covenant Children's Hospital offers a wide range of pediatric specialty services, such as pediatric cardiology, orthopedics, treatment for autism, diabetes, and sleep disorders, as well as pediatric rehabilitation at Mary Freebed Rehabilitation.
They have stickers!
And at every step of the way, our child life specialists guide them, making their Covenant experience a positive one. Covenant Children's Hospital is also home to the Central Michigan University Pediatric and Obstetrics and Gynecology residency programs, training the next generation of physicians.
They won't let you be a doctor without one of these.
A children's hospital is more than a building with colorful walls. Rather, it is the embodiment of the hearts and minds of all of us committed to the well-being of children.
We're dedicated to providing extraordinary care to infants and children so they can get back to the serious business of being kids.
Good evening and welcome back. John Glenn Bobcat, John Loop Field. We are excited about the possibilities. We'll see if that ball stays on the tee here as we get ready to kick off.
Anti-M.
Yes, this one could end up in Kansas. So a high, short kick, and that thing hits down and takes a very good bounce for Alma, but does not bode well when the Bobcats get downfield, and they're going to stuff them down at the 20-yard line. So it took a fortuitous bounce to start with, but he looked up and he saw nothing but Bobcats in his face.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff, that bounced really high. It was a good bounce, but good coverage by the special team, the kickoff team for the John Glenn Bobcats. It's 1st and 10 for the Alma Panthers. Week number 2 here on Bay County TV. The Panthers taking on the Bobcats.
And again, you see the military-style uniforms for the John Glenn Bobcats. And on the far side of the field, brother, the peeps are going to be really put to the test.
Yeah, they're put to the test on the near side of the field.
You are correct. I didn't want to go there, but 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Single back set with twins here to the near side. And looks like we're going to have a little false start. Delay a game gets the first call.
Wow, they got some nice game clocks in this field, Jeff, on each end zone. So just got to take a peek at that and make sure you get that play off. 1st and 15 for the Panthers.
Well, the thing is that's nice about it now is the white hat can look at it. It's not the job of the back judge anymore, and so he can focus more on other responsibilities as it's 1st and 15. Again, the same formation. Single back with a wing and 2 wideouts. They're going to try and fling the ball this way. Trying to send that downfield, and a completion out to about the 29-yard line. Complete on the play to number 21, R.J. Baliga. And that's a nice pass completion with a throw on the run, Gwiz.
I'll tell you what, Nick Johnson, the quarterback for the Alma Panthers, did a really nice job avoiding the rush and stepped up a little bit into the pocket and threw a dart for a first down for the Panthers.
Well, he got outside of the rush, and there was no contain there, so he really had run-pass option with a clear view in front of him and a lot of time. First down and 10 yards to go for Alma, as it looks like they may be adjusting the play. Play clock down to 2 seconds, 1 second, 0. They're going to have to call a timeout to not have to burn another timeout.
Boy, that's not the way. That's not the way you want to start the game. 2 plays into it, Jeff. You have to call a timeout here in the first quarter, unfortunately.
We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at baycountysportshof.com for banquet tickets, lifetime membership, or donation, and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
Back here on BCTV, it's 1st and 10. Having to burn an early timeout, never a great thing. Not being able to save those for the half, trying to run up the middle. No, they faked the middle with another run option to the outside. Great downfield block by number 10 out there, Gavin McConnell. And that's 2 pass plays and 27 yards of real estate. They're going to move the sticks again. 1st First and 10 for the Alma Panthers.
Jeff, we got a penalty on the far side of the field. The flag is right in front of the Alma bench, and we might have a little late hit out of bounds. And that will go against the John Glenn Bobcats, and that was after the play. That will be an extra 15 for the Alma Panthers.
Not. There's 42 yards on 2 offensive plays for the Alma Panthers as they're flipping the field here early on in the first quarter.
Nice job again, downfield blocking by the wide receivers of the Alma Panthers. Jeff, make it 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the John Glenn 43-yard line.
Boy, they run this same formation with the twins to the near side with an H-back. Here comes the pressure up the middle and a whiff on what would have been a 7 or 8 yard loss, turning into a 10-yard gain for Seeley. And we're going to have another flag. So,
well, that Nick Johnson is really good at that quarterback position, Jeff. He has a knack at getting outside, picking up a lot of plus yards.
Yeah, I believe it was
Seeley. I'm
Seeley
sorry.
on that play.
Excuse me.
And he really did. I mean, he got this 3 to 5 step drop back, and he looked up, and he had a defender right in his face, but unable to make that play. And I think I saw holding on the offense as the preliminary indication. Maybe he'll bring it back again as our umpire Larry Jacobs walks the ball back.
Had a nice talk with Larry before the game. Always good to see Larry in his smiling face.
Well,
great official.
Yep, he's done some state championships and well-deserved. Joe Patriga on the far side did a state championship last year as a white hat. Mark Gentle's done quite a few. There's a great job of pressure. There was a potential hold on that far side, but they just caved in the pocket that time, Mike. Much better job of containing pressure from the defensive front four.
Yeah, that was a lot better, Jeff. They didn't let the quarterback get into any alley, and he had nobody to throw to. Good downfield coverage. Big loss, 2nd down and long, 16 to go for the Alma Panthers.
We're going 2nd and 22 as the Abacus just updated.
I had to take my shoes off to count that one, Jeff.
Well, we got above 20, so I offered my Tootsies. Great job by the defense right now, and they're really reared up, ready to go, knowing this is a passing situation. And again, contain is a little better here, and that ball is nearly picked off as it went through the arms of the defender that time. And that is Maxwell Johnson. And there's going to be another flag, and oftentimes you're going to catch a hold, and when that is from your umpire, Mike, which one of the 3 spots is it coming from?
Well, it's for the hole from the white hat.
Eligible downfield is the other thing he's got there. So I think they're going to decline it and make it 3rd and 22.
I like that idea. Make it 3rd and 22. Good call. Coach Horton doing a nice job. Defense has really picked up for the Bobcats here, Jeff, in the last few plays. They're doing a nice job staying with their contain, doing their job, not letting the quarterback get outside.
Well, after a couple of big plays of outside, that really is a quick and easy adjustment for the defense to make. Just come upfield a couple of steps more instead of pinching in, and you keep that quarterback closer to home. And now with a 3rd down and a bunch, it's an obvious passing situation, and the Bobcat looks like they're coming with some pressure once again, trying to roll to the outside, and he's got pressure coming from behind, and he gets up to the 49-yard line before he's going to be taken down on the play. But a couple of defenders think that it's okay to push. I mean, you got to wrap and stick, especially if you're coming from behind and he doesn't see you. You can get a good piece of wood on your quarterback.
Well, a good pressure, too, from the defensive line, Jeff. Let's give some love to our DBs. They've been doing a nice job playing that man-to-man defense for the Bobcats. So it's going to be 4th down and long, so they will have to punt it away. Well, the Panthers, Bobcats should come away with decent field position.
And we have got Lucas Guys back, and that was almost straight up in the air. You better get away from that before it hits something. And from the 35, that's a 15-yard punt. So that's a break for the John Glenn Bobcats, getting much better field position than they otherwise would have had. With an average normal kick would have put them down around the 20.
We'll put it right at the 36. Let's see what the Bobcats' first possession on offense, Jeff. We have 9:26 to go here in the first quarter from John Glenn.
Bobcats go with a single back. Again, twins to the wide side. Single wide receiver to the near side. A running play on first down. Looks like that is going to Jonathan Ford. And he scoots forward for about 4 yards on the play. Maybe give him, nope, they're going to give him almost 5. So great first down run, and 2nd and 5 or less is short yardage. If you can get 5 on first down, your playbook whiz is wide open.
Open it up to page 99 right now, Jeff. Open up 99. Here we go.
Is that best plays available in 25-mile-an-hour winds?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, again, tried to change directions, and he got stood up on the play by number 6, Nick Johnston, and held them there just long enough that for the cavalry to arrive, and they're going to give him a gain of a yard on the play, 3rd down and 4.
Nice tackle there by Nick Johnson, sticking his head in. Big 3rd and 4 early here for the John Glenn Bobcats, just underway in the first quarter. Beautiful night. A little bit windy, Jeff, but not too bad for kind of like a fall, kind of like an October night tonight.
If you're a football player, the weather is perfect for football. And that ball is going to only go out to the 39 or the 44-yard line, excuse me. So it's going to be 4th down and a yard. And all 3 plays have been predicated right up the gut. So see if they feel like they can pick up a yard and a half here.
I think they're
going to go for it.
I think so too.
They're going to roll the proverbial dice and hope they don't come up with snake eyes. They're bunched in right now. Looks like they might want to take this to the short side of the field behind the right guard. As they do, and look at guys, he gets the first down and more. It went between the guard and the tackle on that side. Their strength of formation was to the short side of the field, and they just outnumbered the Alma defense.
Well, it looked like number 7, Jeff, Jonathan Ford, the ball carrier for the Bobcats, but really nice job on the right side of the offensive line for the Bobcats. They opened up a big hole for Ford to go through and picked up that first down for the Bobcats in Panther territory.
Nice secondary cut, too, by Ford to pick up an extra 7 or 8 yards on the play.
Kid's got good vision.
Yep, yeah, he's a nice running back. Jet sweep coming to the near side of the field. Nice dip to the outside. Good job picking up close to 10 yards on the play. They're going to give him 9 as he looked like he was supposed to dip that inside. Saw a little life to the outside and put on the Jets and picked up a solid 9.
Rickman was a tackler for the Panthers of Alma, Jeff. Good gain on the play. You're right. He had some good vision there. Cut it back in. 2nd down and 1 for the Bobcats.
I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem figuring out who's going to carry it this time. Well, that's what Coach Horton says. You're wrong, Mr. Doan. It ain't going to be Ford. We're going to go on another jet sweep, and looked like Boyk might have got that ball.
Yep, number 5 for the Bobcats, first down. Wrong. Jeff Doan, wrong? I have never heard that in my – well, just this first, just 1 for 25. How's that sound?
That's still – I'll take the odds.
Nice drive right here, Jeff, by the Bobcats. They're doing some nice things, running the ball, and the offensive line doing a nice job of opening up some holes.
Well, they've shown on a couple of plays now to be able to speed to get to the outside, and it's well blocked enough to turn the corner. So you're right, a very impressive start. As now coming to the near side of the field, trying to turn the corner. Again, just being able to outrun the defense.
The hydration specialist went down, Jeff, over here on the near sideline for the Bobcats.
As Measy got around the corner, I don't think he's gimpy, but he looked like he had just a little hitch in his giddy up as he got back up from that last hit after the gain of 4.
You say giddy up, I was ready to say get along.
Yeah. Yes and yes. Again, very nice drive. 5:55 and counting left in our first quarter. Easy back for his first pass attempt. He's lofted that ball deep downfield, and there is pressure, and they are going to have a penalty. As the line judge on this side, Eric Zawacki, says, yep, we had a little premature to the ball getting their contact, and that is going to result in a penalty up to the 20, then half the distance to the goal. So you really got to do your algebra to figure out from the 25-yard line.
Well, I failed that class, so you do it.
Well, you're going to do 5, and then you are going to do 7.5.
I think he also a little bit, Jeff, the defensive back really didn't turn around and look for the ball. So there's a lot of things going on there, but a little face guard too. So good call by the official. Big first down for the Bobcats at the, looks like the 12-yard line of Alma.
5 and 7.5. There
Gotcha.
you go.
12 and a hook.
The fin makes the difference as it's 1st and 10. Again, inside the 15, officially at the 12-yard line. So the Bobcats up to the line of scrimmage. Nice, easy pass to the outside and turning the head away to try and look upfield before he had his mitts on the ball. Looked like it was Ford. What a nice touch on that pass.
That was a really nice pass, Jeff, by the quarterback, Measy, for the Bobcats.
But you got to remember also, Mike, it looked like a nice, easy, on-target pass, but the ball's dancing in the wind.
A little bit,
This is not one of those nights where it comes down, so you really got to watch that into your mitts more so than you do on a night without much wind. Ford going up the middle, and they had a whistle on the play. We still had plenty of time on the clock. I think we're going to have Measy at least thinks it's offsides on the defense.
It came from the back judge, the flag. He's standing right by his flag over on the second B of Bobcats in the end zone.
That would be the B and Bob.
Backwards and forwards, right?
All right, so we're going to watch our referee here and see what we've got. Illegal substitution on the defense. So it's pre-snap, so it's only a 5-yard penalty. Difference in that, if that is caught after the ball is snapped, that's a 15-yard penalty. Still would have been in that half the distance to the goal, but it's still a free 5 yards of real estate here, as it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Got to get down to about the 3-yard line. They can still get a first down, can the Bobcats?
And that's something they can certainly look forward to. Great cut back across the grain by Ford. Nothing there in the hole, so he bounced it back to the right side and picked up an extra 2.
That was a nice hole, but Alma did a nice job of plugging that hole up, Jeff. 3rd down and a long 2 for the Bobcats with the 5:25 counting to go here in the first quarter.
Well, you're not going to do anything fancy, I don't think, on 3rd down.
No.
But, you know, Coach Horton says, Mr. Doan, you're already wrong once tonight. You stick to commentating.
What?
They ran the jet sweep, but I thought they were going to do the F-150 Ford up the middle. So we'll see if we get that here. Now Measy go to the outside. He's got speed to get to the outside. He's at least got the first down. I think he's going to be just short of the goal line at the 1. Tried to stretch out, but boy, he really had a nice burst at the end to get down to the 1-yard line.
That was a nice call. You know, everybody thought we were going to the running back. Measy takes it out to the right to the far sideline. 1st and goal to go at about the 1.5 foot line, Jeff.
And what I like about that call, Mike, is regardless if that works or not, you're keeping the defense honest by going to the outside.
I like the play calling tonight by the offensive coordinators, mixing it up really well with some jet sweeps and quarterback keeps. Nice job.
1st and goal from just inside the 1. There's Ford. He's into the end zone. It's John Glenn. Bobcat touchdown!
Wow, look at all that. Woo-wee! Hopefully it's going to go the other way and not come in here.
What do we got? Flour? Baby powder.
Baby powder.
Silky soft out there.
I didn't know it came in different colors.
Yeah. Well, it dissipates quickly. Thank goodness for the breeze. So, yep, I got a whiff of it now.
Oh, yeah.
Smells like somebody just changed the fresh newborn diety. Extra point is up, and it's good. Time out on the field now with 4:56 left in the first half. It's the John Glenn Bobcats 7 and the Panthers from Alma nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on BCTV, Mike, take an opportunity to thank some of our great sponsors.
Certainly will, Jeff. Our good friends from Covenant Healthcare, Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, a new sponsor this year. We got to talk about some things.
Yes.
And Village and Action Towing, our good friend Michelle Bovia over there at both those places.
Michelle and Buddy.
Michelle, yeah, Buddy, and the whole gang.
Not to be confused with the Christmas movie.
Right. We got another great group, and we're hoping to get some more folks to jump on board for the year.
So the Bobcats will be ready to kick. We'll see if they do the same style kick to try and put it in between the waves. And they're going to do the same thing, and it looks like Alma's a little better prepared for that this time, and a pretty nice return out to about the 28-yard line before the Bobcats pounce on the return.
Looks like Blake Francis for the Panthers brought that ball out. Jeff, number 4 for the Bobcats. Number 10 is Gavin McConnell.
Yep.
And number 4, Kukulski is the tackler for the Bobcats. We're 1st and 10 for the Panthers with 4:49 to go. We haven't seen them have the ball in a while, Jeff. That was a nice drive by John Glenn.
Well, and it's great whenever you can dominate the ball and the clock. You're not turning it over. You're putting points on the board. You can't ask for much more than that from an offensive standpoint.
Pretty steady drive right there by the Bobcats. Nothing real fancy, just strapping it up and running the football. I think they did a really nice job. Coach's got to be real happy with that drive.
Let's see now if they get a little better contain on the outside. Looks like they've gone to a 6-man front to keep them in check, and that's exactly what the contain man on the far side was. 6th man on the line of scrimmage, shed his block, and flowed to the football.
Did not see who the tackler was. Number 0, Valad for the Bobcats. They lost a yard, Jeff. Caught 2nd down 11.
Yeah, Liam really did a nice job. Got off his initial block, knowing that he had to keep his outside shoulder inside the quarterback, and he did a great job with that. And by the time he slowed him up, he had plenty of help on the way. So the Bobcats going with another 5-man front. Now they make it a 6-man front again, too, and they'll stack the short side of the field. And great pressure coming in from the outside. Looks like that's double nickels on that play, and that's Marcus Joshua. Great job again. Yeah. Another loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
You know, when you get that good penetration at the point of attack, Jeff, and those defensive linemen are doing that, really makes it tough for the Panthers to run the football. Now they're in a real sticky situation with 3:35 to go. 3rd down and 12 for the Panthers.
Well, Mateo Castillo really thought he had something going, and he did have room in front of him, but he did not see the help coming from the backside and shut him down before he could even get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 12. 3rd and long is not the recipe for success as they try to flea flicker, and they're going to say that's a catch and a fumble, and it's going to be picked up by the John Glenn Bobcats. So they tried to go a little hook and ladder early on, and the Bobcat contact came too quick for that clean exchange.
Yeah, he came up really quick, Jeff. I like the call, and if he wouldn't have got there as quick as he did, the DB, that might have went for a long ways. So was Camden Garcia doing a nice job out there for John Glenn. Wow, what a turn of events. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats at the Panther 22-yard line.
Boy, when you're dealing in short real estate like this is prime stuff, and the John Glenn just coming off a wonderful drive as they're going to have single back with Ford. Measy is the quarterback with twins to the near side and twins to the wide side. Measy rolling out, throwing that ball down to the 10-yard line. to number 10 on the play, and that's Blake Francis with a nice yak after the catch, and he's down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
I tell you, that was a really nice route. He just sat right down where the quarterback had an easy pitch and catch right there. First and goal to go for the Bobcats at the Panther 4-yard line. Big turnover right there for the Panthers. This is a big one right here for John Glenn to go up 14-zip.
This is big for John Glenn, but this is a real morale killer as well for the Panthers from Alma if they get into the end zone. First down and goal. Single back once again. This time it's number 6, the ball carrier, Biddulph into the end zone. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown.
Wow. You know,
this drive only took 2 minutes and a hook to get the next points on the board.
Good tackle out there by Garcia to make that turnover for the Bobcats, Jeff. You know, man, going up 14-0. This still in the first quarter. Big for the Bobcats.
Well, especially when you look ahead to the second half, knowing you're going to receive the second half kickoff, so you have an extra possession there as well. Kick is up, it's long enough, and it's good. Time out of the field with 2:43 left in the first. The John Glenn Bobcats 14. The Alma Panthers nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Glad to have you along. Nick Page producing, directing, and filming. It's our trifecta of fun on a Friday night for football as the John Glenn Bobcats. I hope that kicker doesn't get a sore foot from the amount of times kicking off to start the game. 2 more times here in the first quarter.
You might have to go get a pedicure one of these days.
He says, fear not, I can ice that bad boy down. I got a lot of good kicks in me. So nice job kicking that ball down to about the 7. They're going to try a reverse. And the John Glenn Bobcats do not have contain there. They're back out over the 40-yard line. So nice little trickeration. And, you know, the coach from the Alma Panthers, Mike Allison, he's really trying to pull out the stops early because he knows the flow that John Glenn has showed to the football.
Well, at this point in the game, Jeff, he has really got to get that team going. Anything to get them fired up, get a little pep in their step. And I like the call with the reverse, did a nice job. The kids executed it really well, and they come away with great field position.
Well, John Glenn looked around the 25-yard line like they had an opportunity, but they got another 20 yards after that. It was very well executed and blocked. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Panthers. Back again with the pass, and they've got somebody open deep. Do they have enough on it? Did he get his feet down? They're going to say, no, he did not get his feet down. He is out of bounds. Boy, he was tiptoeing on the sideline there. Nice job that time by Ethan Wernick, as he was well aware of where he was at on the field, and that ball just sailed just a touch from Johnson.
I'll tell you what, he was really concentrating to try to get that foot in, Jeff, and quarterback for the Panthers, Penn Seeley, really did a good job getting that ball down there, and unfortunately they came away with an incomplete pass, but no, it was right there. He just had one little tootsie outside on the white chalk.
Well, and I think he obviously ran out of time because the receiver was trying to sit down, but saw the defense coming, so had to try and run away from it. Great quarterback draw up the middle for a gain of about 6 yards on the play. They're going to roll him down at the 49-yard line, and boy, that fake on the handoff, really all the defense flowed to the first attempt.
It's like Solano in on the tackle for the Bobcats. 3rd down, and we'll call it 5, Jeff, for the Panthers of Alma. This is a big one right here for Alma. They need to get this 1st down.
As Penn Seeley goes over to get a verification on the call. He's back, and they're doing a quick slant pass, and trying to run before he had the football was R.J. Belaga. And that is very unfortunate because he had first down yardage, but he got a little alligator arms there as he was peeking downfield. He saw people coming from all directions, thought, I'm going to get tattooed.
Right call. He sat down right there in the opening right there, Jeff, and he just couldn't catch a football. But this is 4-down territory for the Panthers.
Well,
4th down and long, right at the 50.
Yeah, I don't know if this says you're confident in your offense or you're not confident in your defense by making this call on 4th and 5 at midfield. Quick motion as the offense is reset.
It's a blitz.
As they're coming late, trying to get around the corner. And it looks like they're not going to get there in time. Great run at the end by Penn Seeley.
Yeah, Seeley did a nice job getting around the end and picking up that first down. That, to me, right there, Jeff, is a confidence builder. With the reverse on the kickoff and picking up this first down was huge, in my opinion, for the Panthers.
Well, the defense, again, looked like they had it stuffed, but Penn just had a little extra gear as he got to the outside and got away from the first defensive lineman and was able to scoot down to the 37. As it's 1st and 10. Seeley on the quarterback keeper again. Defense doing a nice job. Seeley picks up almost 3 yards on the play before he's brought down by, amongst other, Michael Lawrence.
$1:30 to go here in the first quarter, Jeff. 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. Nice little drive right here by Alma. You can see that, you can just tell they got a little bit more confidence in this drive since they did that reverse and picked up that first down on 4th down.
Well, and it's huge when you can make a play on 4th down,
Yeah.
too, because moving the ball is one thing. When you've got to pick up 5 yards on 4th down and your offense is able to do that, that's a great sign moving forward for that offensive unit. Penn's going to throw this thing to the outside, and a nice catch, and then a drop. They're going to call that incomplete. Ooh, Nelly. That was close to a catch and a couple of steps before he got rocked, but very, very quick call coming from our head linesman down there. He made certain that he had the right call, and he sold it, and that's exactly what you got to do.
Yeah, I think that was the right call, Jeff. Right there, he had the opportunity, and the ball was placed right where you want to do it. So we're going to call it 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers at the Bobcat 34-yard line.
You know, and Penn Seeley's got to feel bad. He's had a couple of drops on this that were both good passes. Seeley back, they run a screen, pretty well set up, and they're going to pick up about 6 yards on the play, and they'll get down to the 30, so they're going to be 4th and a long 2 situation again as John Glenn finally got to the football, led by, amongst others, Owen Campbell.
He had a nice job on that screen, Jeff. Those offensive linemen, good job delaying, staying with their assignments. And now you got 4th down, and it looks like about a long 3, 2.5.
That was good salesmanship by the offensive line.
Yep.
You know, anytime you can get through unmolested, you don't necessarily think you're having a great pass rush. Whoops, something's happening behind me. Here comes a 4th down try. Now they're going to have a timeout. They're going to burn their other second timeout with 9.4 seconds left in our first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And build
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV as it's a big play in the ball game, 4th down and 2 with 9.4 ticks left in our first quarter. As Seeley is going to look to the wide side of the field, and he is very close to that first down marker. Eric Zawacki says, I've got the position on this. I'm going to say he's the length of a football short.
Yeah, he did not get it, Jeff. Nice job by the Bobcats on 4th and short for the Panthers. They did a nice job going to get Seeley and standing him up, pushing him back, and they're going to turn it over on down out of the Panthers.
Well, the first defender did a great job, as you said, Mike, stood him up, and then the rest of the cavalry came and got the push back. And, boy, that is a tough break for Alma as they put together a pretty impressive drive to that point.
That was their best drive all game so far here in the first quarter, Jeff. But take your hat off. That Bobcat defense was stellar right there on 4th down.
1st and 10 as the Bobcats run motion. Trying to get to the outside is Rocha, and he picks up about 4 yards on the play as a little minor pushing and shoving after. They were hoping that it was rugby season, not football. And down under, that's something that they tolerate. So the defenders were led on the play by Kias Martin. So they're going to officially call it a 3-yard gain, and that will be the end of our first quarter of play. With our score, the John Glenn Bobcats 14, the Alma Panthers nothing. Back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Back here for the start of the second quarter on Bay County TV. 2nd down and 7 for the Bobcats. They fake motion and go right up the middle. Beautiful job by Ford as he scampers forward to about the 47-yard line. And the tacklers were led on the play by Nick Johnston. What a quick burst up the middle for Ford.
Does that young man hit the hole or what? He is tough between the tackles, and he's got that extra gear when he gets outside. Boy, that was a great run by that number 7 Ford.
And the fake on the jet really caused the defense to look for a split second. And that looks like it may be out of bounds. A great effort, but by the time the ball hit the hands, he was on his way out of bounds.
Put it right where he had to, Jeff.
Lucas Guys.
Yeah, put it right there. Nice job trying to keep the Tootsies in, but it was just a skosh out of bounds. 2nd down and 10 for the Bobcats, just underway here in the second quarter with the Bobcats up 14-zip.
I really think the wind may have died down a little bit. Old Glory is still out there flowing, but it has not stopped either team from flinging the ball a little bit. So the crosswind is much easier to throw into than in and with the wind. So another right up the middle. Very patient run by Ford, trying to wait for the offensive blocking. And the initial hit defensively is going to come from Cameron Reichman.
Looks like the Bobcats are going to do their version of the tush push right there. 3rd down and 6 to go for John Glenn.
And you saw them earlier go for it on 4th. So if you look at Coach Horton and their staff on their call on 3rd, they're going to look to at least get 3 to 4 yards here to make it a makeable 4th down to give them options.
Makes it easy to go for it, too, when you're up 14-zip.
That does help. And that didn't work too well. And then trying to get the ball back, it did not get – nobody was in the neighborhood. It did not get to the line of scrimmage. They're going to talk about things for just a second. And, it didn't get to the line of scrimmage. He was not out of the pocket, so I really think it's the right call.
Yeah, I agree.
And as a quarterback, you've got to understand, just eat it at that point, because the penalty is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down from that spot.
Right. Yeah, and who knows if the penalty hadn't happened, if they would have gone for it on 4th down, because it would have been 3rd, 4th, and 6th. So sometimes it's just better. You're right, Jeff, but unfortunately the Bobcats are going to have to punt it away to the Alma Panthers. should come away with good field position also.
I'm trying to see if that's Bach or Graham out there in punt formation. I think it's 13, or is it 19?
19.
The quarterback. All right,
Measy.
Nice when you've got your quarterback as your punter as well. At least it gives you options.
It sure does. R.J. Balaga is back for the Panthers. 4th down and long. First punt of the evening for John Glenn.
Well, they rush one, and that's got a nice roll. Great job, and it's finally picked up by Alma trying to get to the outside. Very good coverage on the play. Minimal return of about 3 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Alma Panthers here with 10:40 left in our first half of play. Mike, why don't you thank our great sponsors again?
You got it, Jeff. Our friends from Village in Action Towing, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, just jumping on board this year. Old friends that have been on for a while, Jeff. Frank's Great Outdoors, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, and last but certainly not least, Covenant Healthcare. Great group again this year. We're looking for more, too.
And don't forget about our friends at Sandlot Sports, the official apparel provider of Bay County TV.
How could I forget
with
our
nice
friends?
new clothing that they got for us this year.
Man, I'm going to have to put that on my list to remember those guys.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers from Alma. They're running single back again with twins to this side of the field. Trying to go up the middle and absolutely nothing there. The defensive interior line just absolutely collapsed that play.
Luke Bordon came like a jet in their last, and no gain on play. In fact, they lost a couple yards too,
Marcus
Jeff.
Joshua, amongst others, also in on that hit. So
a lot of hats around the football for the Bobcats. They really flow well to the ball.
Well, and it's probably at least the 4th or 5th time this game that there's been negative yardage on first down. When you're constantly stuck in 2nd and 3rd and long, it really shortens your playbook. 2nd down and 12. Bobcats stacking the line of scrimmage. Jet sweep coming to the near side of the field. That is snipped out as well. And the El Finite of that hit by number 21, Valentino Solano. He wasn't there first. He brought the hammer and nails. Finished.
How do you do, Valentino Solano? Wow, that was a nice tackle. No gain on the play. And 3rd down and long for the Panthers, Jeff. And you can see against the Bobcats and last week against the Shepherd Blue Jays, they just have it looks like they're just struggling a little bit to try to get this offensive going.
Well, and you also got to credit Lucas Guys on that play, too, because he's the one that contained. As now back and trying to run to the outside for his life. And is he going to get away? He is. He's going to have an opportunity to throw it down. It was nearly intercepted as the Bobcats, the defensive speed that time, might just flow to the football.
They're very quick. Gavin McConnell was the intended receiver, but Seeley was just running for his life like he's been a few times tonight. But 4th down and long, Jeff. And again, the Bobcats will get this ball back with really, really good field position.
Well, the first punt, if we remember, Mike, was only 15 yards.
Correct.
So we're going to find out if he can get a little bit more into it. But John Glenn's got a legit chance to get the ball somewhere around midfield with another short field opportunity offensively.
Lucas Geist back for the Bobcats on 4th and long.
Good exchange. The kick is another high, short rendering. And a catch on the play, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. You could tell at the end, guys really had to play the wind because that ball sailed at the last second, and he had to make an adjustment on his catch, but he did a great job of concentration and bringing that ball in.
Really well done by Geist, the punt receiver for the Bobcats. They're coming away with, again, good field position for John Glenn at their own 49-yard line. And another opportunity for the Bobcats, Jeff, with that good field position for a nice long drive here in the second quarter.
Looks like Blake Francis going to the wide side of the field as the single wide out, and Roach out there as well, single back. Can't tell if that is Ford or not. on the jet sweep. Nice job of cutting in, then cutting to the outside, as that is number 5, Boyk, with a burst of speed. He is all the way down to about the 32-yard line. It's enough for another 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats. Great vision on that run.
Great vision. Gavin McConnell was there to knock him out of bounds, but you're right. He didn't like anything inside, popped it outside. And when he gets around that corner, he is going to be tough to catch. McConnell just had the right angle, but a big first down for the Bobcats at the Panther 31-yard line.
Well, one of the Panther defenders thought they had the angle, and he just ran away from the potential tackle.
They got some speed back there.
20-yard gain. You know, what a great first down gain. Now they go right up the middle with another big piece of forward real estate down to about the 13-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Caius Martin.
Wow, that was a big hole right up the gut, Jeff, and he had good vision to cut it outside, going for that far sideline. But again, Ford doing a nice job finding it, not getting too quick in the hole, not happy feet, just going with the flow of the offensive line.
Well, how about the offensive line giving him vision to find that hole? They're doing a great job, the big dogs up front. Easy coming to the near side of the field. The pass is complete. Down inside the 5. It looks like we may have a face mask. Is he into the end zone? He is. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown.
Wow.
What a great job.
Wow.
Now, it'll be pending the penalty, but I believe they had face mask.
I think you're right, Jeff. And again, John Glenn gets the ball, good field position. Offensive line's doing their job. Backs are reading the holes well. Quarterback's throwing it well. I mean, complete drive right there, Jeff. Complete drive by the Bobcats on all 3 scores.
Well, and when your defensive backs are looking into the backfield to see who's running the ball, that gives your receivers just that extra little half second to make a move, and now your defensive backs are reactionary.
Well, and the play calling has been really good tonight. They've been mixing it up with the pass and run, sticking to the ground a lot, but when they need to throw the ball, they can do it.
Looks like they'll attempt the extra point again. So Clark will attempt the extra point. Very accurate leg here on the previous 2. Well, that didn't get much there, as he just, maybe you did a little premature praise on him. That ball didn't get struck well, but still a great touchdown drive. 20-0 with 8:13 left in our first half. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Here is where the next generation is born. But we're also the birthplace of innovation, advanced treatments, second chances, and hope. At Covenant Healthcare, we're the most preferred health system because of the trust we have built across generations. And our leadership continues with the next generation. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back here on BCTV as we get ready for the 4th kick of the first half for the John Glenn Bobcats.
It's not a bad thing to have.
That is a great thing, especially as we talked earlier, Mike. They're going to receive the second half kickoff. So
it's been an impressive showing tonight for the Bobcats, Jeff. They really have played very well in all facets of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. They are clicking on all cylinders tonight.
That has been a great first half. And again, defense on the return has moved it up. And then they try and put a little squib kick on. And great job that time by number 3, Malachi Irvin. He's pounced on that ball as the Bobcats were going for the juggler early.
That was, I like that. I really do. I like that. Keeps them on their toes, keeps them honest. And, kids have a tendency, they start running away from that football. So you gotta be in control and make sure you stay and make sure the ball is kicked. And the Alma Panthers did a great job right there.
Malachi with great discipline on that play. You're right, Mike, because normally as soon as they address that ball, you're already going back looking to form your wedge on the return. And he very sure-handedly gobbled that thing up.
I guarantee you that's practice every day.
1st and 10 for the Alma Panthers from their own 44. attempted jet sweep, and quarterback going up the middle. And he's going to be spending some time in the ice bath in the morning because he is really getting pounded as Penn Seeley gets a modest gain of 2 yards. But, boy, you don't like seeing your quarterback get hit like that.
Valentino Solano was also in on another tackle, Jeff. Good gain on play. We'll call it 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. And we have exactly 7:40 to go here in the first half.
So the Bobcat defense has been stingy all half. They've bent, but they have not broken. Trying to get to the outside again. That play was a little bit slow developing, and the Bobcats again, 4 hands to the football, led on the play by Kukulski.
Kukulski in there. You know who else stuck his nose back in there is Solano again. And they gained about 1 or 2 on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and a long 7 for the Panthers at their own 47-yard line. But again, a lot of quickness on that Bobcat defensive team, Jeff. They are quick to the ball, and they send a lot of hats.
Well, when you look at where Kukulski's coming, he's 14 yards off the line of scrimmage, and he hits at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. He is going downfield in a hurry. Here comes the pressure from the Bobcats again. Penn doing a nice job of rolling away from it. Might have made a mistake trying to cut back to the inside because the Bobcats really got there. Maybe thought he could have picked up 2 or 3 more yards to the outside.
They ran him down from a long ways, did the Bobcats, number 16. Boyk was there. He came a long ways all the way across the field. 4th down. Looks like the Panthers are going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, again, Mike Allison knows that he's got to get some continuity going with his offense, but he hasn't really seen his defense able to do anything to stop the John Glenn Bobcats. So roll the dice and see what happens. 4th and a solid 5-yard to go situation. Bobcats are playing press man on the bottom. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Penn doing a great job, and he threw a ball just out of the stretched hands of Gavin McConnell, who had a 1st down. But when you're running for your life, that ball has a little bit of extra zip on it.
Yeah, and he would have kind of maybe just floated that out there a little bit, Jeff. You're right. He was running for his life. Too much pepper on that ball. Turned over on downs back to the Bobcats.
I got to tell you, though, the fact that Seeley got away from the pressure again, ran to daylight with an opportunity to make a play, shows his athletic ability.
Yeah, he's done a nice job getting away from him, Jeff. But, you know, that one, the receiver was open. I just think if he would have floated it just a little bit more, I think it would have been a lot easier to catch.
I concur with that, but again, you don't know who's coming from the backside. It's easy for
they're on your heels.
The 64 and 65-year-old guy up here to say, oh, you know, he could have taken an extra half second. On the outside, that ball was up in the air for a long time, but complete to number 8 on the play, guys.
Nice catch. Good throw right there going up to get that.
High point in that ball because, again, into the wind, that thing floated a little bit, allowing the defensive back, who was Caius Martin, to make a play on that.
Good place. Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2 for the Bobcats, Jeff. They're up 21-0 here in the 2nd quarter.
Yep, to be 20-0 lead, they're in actually very good shape here. And the quarterback going right up the middle. Looks like we might have a little offensive holding.
Well, he only has 3 people to watch, right?
Well, not the referee. He's got
or the umpire's got the.
Yeah, the umpire's got the 3.
Right.
He's got about 5 or 6 to be looking at back there. The quarterback, the running backs, the rest of the offensive line.
Well, he doesn't have much to do.
No, but, you know, Mark is a veteran, I'm going to say, of 40 years.
Well.
And so certainly he's done and seen it all and made a very confident flag there. And they are going to back it up, and it will be back to the 49-yard line.
You can just tell this referee crew, Jeff, works very well together.
Well, they study hard, and it shows, man. They're on top of everything that's going on. Pass again to the outside, and that one was just a little bit underthrown. As maybe not stepping into it as much as he wanted to. And again, you're throwing that with the wind, and that ball may have sailed to the outside just a little more than he thought.
Yeah, that pass was there, just a little bit short. Going to make it 3rd down and 12 for the Bobcats at the Panthers' 49-yard line, Jeff. So
5 and 10 left here in our first half.
Quick.
It's been a pretty briskly played first half of ball. I wouldn't think be out of the way of thinking that they might draw here, but they're going to throw that on the outside. And
flag.
What do we got? Something.
Flagged by the back judge.
Look at the back judge. He gets all the way into the offensive backfield now.
That's twice today.
Illegal substitution against the defense again. So their coaching staff is not doing a good job because you got to have somebody up in your box that's counting that on every play.
Yeah.
That can't happen once a game, and that's happened twice to them, and that is really a big break for the Bobcats, although they would have picked up the first down on that throw. Faking the jet sweep. Now they're going to go with it to the outside, putting on the brakes and then pulling forward for a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards. Boy, doing a great job. Boy, he just put the brakes on and changed directions and had a nice finish.
That was a really nice run, Jeff. Really got him close to the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 2. But he was caught back there. It could have been 4th and 5, but he went forward, leaned forward, fell forward like most great running backs do. 4th and short for the Bobcats.
Boy, and you certainly like your chances at 4th and 2 better than 4th and 5. And playbook pretty much wide open here for the offense. Measy again out of the shotgun. Going to hand that ball to Ford. Ford gets a great offensive line push, and they're going to get down to the 37-yard line and get enough for the first down.
Yeah, he got enough for the first down, but they stopped the play. And number 7, Ford says, I'm not sure I was stopped completely. He kept on running, which you're taught to do. And they got the first down. But, boy, I'll tell you what, he really wanted to get into that end zone.
Well, and you don't like the quick whistle, but you got to protect people.
Right.
When it looks like that thing is done, it's a high percentage thing, and you're doing that for the safety of the player. Measy coming to the outside again with another strike. And that is to number 5 once again. Boy, he can do it running. He can do it on the pass catch. And that's another 8-yard gain once again as they're taking nice chunks of real estate.
And they're giving him nice, easy, safe passes, Jeff. His comfort zone is a sprint pass, getting out of the pocket and throwing the football. And when he does that, he really throws it on a dime.
He throws a very catchable
football. He does. You're exactly right.
So Measy again on 2nd down and a long 1. That's the handoff, and Ford breaks a couple of tackles. He goes, make no mistake about this one. I'm going to skedaddle down to the 13-yard line. It'll be another 1st and 10 for the Bobcats.
Well, he's not the biggest drink of water out there, Jeff, but he runs hard, and you got to get him. You can't get him around the waist. You got to get him around the knees and lower to stop him. He just runs so hard for the Bobcats.
Well, Johnston and Legaman ended up being the 2, but you're not even making contact on that young man till he's 7-8 yards downfield. And he does have a great, strong lower body, and he runs low and hard.
Confident runner right there.
Indeed it is. 1st down and 10 again. Fake the jet sweep, Measy back. He sees a target and high pointing the ball once again with a fabulous catch is number 8, guys.
Well, and again, offensive line doing a great job on the running the football, Jeff. And then number 19, Measy doing it also, giving the good protection and the nice, safe, solid pass to the sideline. He's got some zip on it too.
So they're going to give him a couple of yards on the play, but the receivers are catching the ball, high pointing it, doing exactly what they need to do, catching it with their hands away from their body. 2nd down, and we're going to call it 7. Measy to the outside again, great look into the end zone. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown. What a great job. Measy scanning the field, sees somebody out in the flat, and I believe, is that Ford? Jonathan Ford getting out there. So he snuck out of the backfield, did a little flat route. Great sure-handed catch, and sure knew what to do when he caught the ball.
Blake Francis with a great block in the end zone to spring him into the end zone, Jeff. So number 10 did a nice job downfield, staying with his man. Not a pancake, just keeping him busy into the end zone for another Bobcat touchdown.
Well, you learned in high school you don't need to pancake, you just need to seal.
No, that's it.
And they're going to go for 2 points, and that is Ford going up the middle. He's into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Time onto the field with 2:25 left in the first half. John Glenn Bobcats. Oh, boy. Hold everything. So will they give them a dead ball foul after the score? That's what we're going to find out from our referee, Mark Gentle, here momentarily. So the 2-point conversion is good. We got a dead ball, personal foul against the Bobcats, and that'll be assessed on the kickoff. So now we'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 Back here on BCTV as the Bobcats have scored 4 first-half touchdowns and will be kicking off for the 5th time this game. Nice little line drive kick, and boy, that takes a great bounce again. And at the 35-yard line, that ball is picked up by number 10, Gavin McConnell, and he finds an army of Bobcats as he might have picked up about 2 to 3 yards on the return.
Blocking on the initial tackle for John Glenn. Jeff, very impressive for game number 2 for the Bobcats. It's been an impressive showing early in the season. They had that big win last week against South Lyon East, a Division II opponent, and they have really showed their mettle tonight against the Alma Panthers.
Well, and you look at the start of the game, Mike, 27 yards on the first 2 plays and a 15-yard penalty. 42 yards of real estate for Alma on the first 2 plays.
That was it.
And since then, the Bobcats have made some great adjustments. And again, personnel problems as they finally get a right tackle on the field. When the right tackle's not there, there's a glaring hole on the offensive line.
He's a big feller, too.
Now trying to go to the outside, a nice float pass, and that's complete, but really doing a nice job of tracking down the receiver, which was Mateo Castillo on the play, the running back. And the Bobcats are out there, and it looks like that tackler might have gotten, nope, he's going to get right back up, but I think he's got to come off for a play because they stopped it.
Yep, Solano was in on the tackle, Jeff. I got a feeling he got the wind knocked out of him, may have got the foot in the stomach or something while he was tackling.
Or something, yes.
Yes, or something. yes.
We don't want to presume that was a Taco Bell south of the border.
No. But that's not much fun either.
No, so he's going to come off the field for at least a play or two. And
he's had a nice game tonight.
Yep, the back 7 has done a really nice job of flowing to the football. Second down in a long 7-yard to go situation. Bobcat defensive line just teeing off right now and trying to run for his life and finding the going tough and breaking a couple of tackles. So very nice job by Penn Seeley as he got about 6 yards out of nothing there, Mike.
Yeah, that was a really nice job, Jeff. They were coming after him from the backside. He just cut it up, put his head down, got close to the first down. It's 3rd and short with 1:25 to go here in the second quarter.
The other thing you got to remember about this, Mike, they burned 2 timeouts early in the half, so
Correct.
the clock is really not their friend down the stretch here. As the Bobcats again just coming with a quick rush. Seeley running for his life. Again, he gets away from 3 or 4 tacklers, and it gets down to the 35-yard line. What a great open field tackle, but again, tackled real hard at the end. That quarterback has taken a pounding tonight.
He's been a bright spot for the Panthers tonight, Jeff. He's done a nice job running for his life, but when he gets out there, he keeps his head up, looks down the field. If he finds a receiver, great. If not, he's going to tuck and run. Done a nice job.
Well, he's done a nice directional change on multiple occasions, running to daylight and then being able to finish. So
it's only a sophomore.
There you go at the 35-yard line. They got 2 more years of this young man. Trying to throw it out on the flats, and watch out. He looked up just in time to find out. It looked like a Rocha was coming, and he was ready to put the lumber on.
It looked like, was that a Rocha or Camden Garcia, number 9 out there?
Again, on the far end of the field, but it looks like the 3rd and final time out of the first half has been taken by the Alma Panthers. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. All right, as we look at the near full moon up there, as the Bobcats have said how 28 times here in this first half.
Oh,
Time
boy.
to see if the Bobcat defense can come up with a big end of the first half.
Beautiful.
2nd down, 5 yards to go. The front 5 coming. Another very well-conceived screenplay, and the Bobcat defense doesn't get there until there's a gain on the play down to the 17. That has been well done more than one time tonight.
That was another one well set up by the Panthers.
So they're probably going to have to get there and try and drop this. Boy, this is tough, wasting time with motion. Men go to the field, and you got to wait for that other wide receiver to be totally set. Down to 14 seconds left. Trying to go down the middle. The ball picked up by the John Glenn Bobcats. Coming to the near side of the field. And the quarterback says, I'm going to make up for that with a big-time hit. And don't start chirping right now. Just finish the game strong.
Lucas Geis, number 8 for the Bobcats with that interception, Jeff. And, boy, that was big right there. That would have been a confidence booster for the Panthers going in if they would have scored. But Geis was right there. Throw was a little bit high. Geis brought it back to nice territory. It looks like they're just going to take a knee and go in at halftime with a nice lead.
But, you know, on that last play, you've got wide receivers lining up on the wrong side. All the time it takes, the rhythm of that play is gone.
Well, go back to those 2 timeouts that they had to take early in the game.
Yep.
And, if they would have had a couple more left, who knows what would have happened.
4.2 ticks left. They might as well launch it. Well, he's just going to run the ball down. We just get out of bounds, no hits. That's good. At the end of our first half of play, the John Glenn Bobcats 28 and the Panthers from Alma nothing. Back in a moment, we'll recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to the Village in Action Towing halftime show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Great first half for the Bobcats, scoring early and often.
Well, they did a really nice job, Jeff. They scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. It was just a nice balance of offense, defense, and special teams. They're up 28-0, and they look very, very impressive here in the first half.
The defensive adjustments, I think, was a real huge turning point in the first half as John Glenn really slammed the door after that first drive.
Yeah, the Panthers came out and did a nice job, got 42 yards on that opening drive, but after that, it was all Bobcats. The defense really made the right adjustments. Like you said, shut them down. Panthers had a few sparks of Penn, the quarterback, doing some nice things, but really the Bobcats do a great job flowing to the ball, a lot of hats around the football, and the defensive backs really did a nice job defending the passing game tonight.
You've got a feature running back that goes at best 150 pounds. The tenacity at which he runs with, the way that he finishes is very unlike somebody his size.
Yeah, it really is impressive, Jeff, at 145, 150 pounds. He's good in between the tackles. We've seen him get outside. He runs angry like, he doesn't want to go down. He's tough to bring down, and it takes more than one or two guys. He had a tremendous game tonight for the Bobcats.
When you look at the touch on the pass tonight from the Bobcat quarterback, he really showed something tonight in this high wind.
It was really nice because some of those passes, those touch passes, you have a tendency to aim it. He was free, he was loose, he got it out there, and he hit the receivers and the running backs out of the backfield in stride, so they didn't have to stop and wait to get it. He got them in stride, and they just got a full head of steam when they caught the ball. It was really impressive what they did tonight.
That about puts the wraps on our Village in Action Towing halftime show. Back with all the second half action in just a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Please welcome to the field the award-winning John Glenn Varsity Pop-Pop game. Team this season, the team will highlight different members, giving our fans a chance to see the talent and the dedication of every honor. Tonight's performance shines a spotlight on our freshmen and sophomores who are ready to bring their energy, school spirit, and Bobcat pride to the field. Let's cheer them on as they light up a halftime with their routine. Get loud and show your support to the John Glenn Varsity Pom-Pom team.
Healthcare is leading the way in orthopedics with next-generation robotic-assisted joint replacements, advanced expertise for trauma injuries, and personalized sports medicine care, so you stay one step ahead. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
All right, back here in the chilly John Glenn Bobcat Stadium. That wind has not subsided very much.
No. It has.
Fans out there look like they're ready to go snowmobiling.
It's subsided up here in the press box.
It is. It's beautiful when that door stays closed. Here we are ready to start the second half. The Bobcats will receive it first. And there is a great line drive kick that's going to be taken down at the 3-yard line, going right up the middle with a seam. Thought he was going to cut to the outside to daylight, but he gets up to the 38-yard line with a big-time return. And setting up the John Glenn Bobcats look like a Panther coming up a little bit slow, and that is Kias Martin for the Panthers.
Kokalski in on the return, Jeff. There's a flag right at the 45-yard line. Did not see what happened, but
we're going to find out right now.
Real quick.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Bobcats.
Ooh.
So I did not see any physical altercation there, so it had to have been verbal in nature would be my guess.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%, but boy, that's going to knock them back 15 yards, Jeff. They had great field position. Not going to be bad field position, but boy, what a difference a 15-yard penalty is going to make. Going to take them all the way down to the 24-yard line.
And if I'm Coach Horton, this is not what we talked about at halftime and how we want to come out and start the second half.
Correctamundo, you're exactly right.
So we'll start from their own 24-yard line. Quick swing pass to the outside. What a great timing play. How about if we just go one and done? It looks like that is the big number 5, Trey Boyd. Choo-choo! Down the sideline into the end zone. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown! Oh, me, oh, my, oh. He got that little swing pass, and it was beep, beep, down the sideline like the road runner running to daylight. What a play.
What 15-yard penalty.
Wow. He goes, yeah, I'd rather have that be 76-yard pass instead of a instead of a 61.
And a great throw, catching him right in stride, Jeff. Put down that extra burner, and away he went for a big touchdown for the Bobcats just underway here in the third quarter.
This is a big extra point.
Yeah,
if it goes up and in, the clock will be running. We will be in a running clock situation. Time it on the field with near 20 seconds gone to start the third quarter. The John Glenn Bobcats strike again and are up 35-0 back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV, the second
Don't
half
blink.
starts with a flurry. 76 yards of real estate in uno playo.
Wow. that was a nice run by, was that Boyk?
Yeah.
Jeff, number 5. Not a bad way to start the third quarter for the Bobcats.
Now they're going to go high and deep as they force the return to go backwards. They fake the reverse this time, not really fooling anybody, and going to get back up just over the 20. They're going to give them to about the 23-yard line, and the clock continues to roll. And that's a good job by the officiating crew, because your natural motion is up over the head to stop the clock while they reset everything. But we got ourselves a good runner going right now, and until Alma scores any points, will be in that running clock. It's not a super clock, which is 50, and we'll get through the tips here in a minute because Mike McDowell has become very proficient in the explanation of tips.
Professor Doan is in the house and taught me well over 30 years.
It is. I love this rule. It's a very merciful rule in the game. And now we are going to utilize one of those opportunities for tips to start the clock, to stop it, because I think Alma needed a timeout. We'll take a quick one and come back in a moment on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at baycountysportshof.com for banquet tickets, lifetime membership, or donation, and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
Back here on Bay County TV with a
little
little
sing-along
Neil
going
Diamond
on
in here. It's a beautiful timeout. 1st and 10 for the Panthers as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Penn Seeley with a handoff and trying to head backwards against the team speed on defense. Going laterally or backwards, you are going to run out of real estate. And the Bobcat defense just absolutely swarmed to the football. Amongst others, it looked like Thalen O'Brien.
Also in on that was, I thought it was number 0, Vlad, too, and number 14, Landon Graham in on the tackle. Big loss, 2nd down and long, 15 for the Panthers with the running clock going. Jeff, and you look back at there, there's another timeout called by the Panthers, and really nothing came of that after that timeout.
Well, that timeout yields a -6, and that is not what Mike Allison, the head coach from Alma, was looking to do. Penn's going to run for his life again. He's bottled up this time, and the backside pursuit brings him down for another loss of 5 yards on the play. The Bobcats are really starting to froth at the mouth right now, just being able to salivate and get after the quarterback, Penn.
Looked like number 42 for the Bobcats, Anquetel for Dominic Anquetel for the Bobcats just into the game. But again, Seeley just running for his life, Jeff, and this defensive line doing a great job, and the DBs for John Glenn awesome tonight with the coverage.
Well, and Anquetel comes from the backside, very hard for Seeley to catch, and he's going to go on a quarterback keeper, but he does not break contain to the outside, and again, backside contained by the corner. Keeps that to a very modest, if any, gain on the play. And it's going to end up being 4th down and about 18 yards to go as they are in a situation where their first play, 3 plays from scrimmage, netted -8.
Kukulski in on that tackle, Jeff, and the punt will give the Bobcats tremendous field position back for John Glenn. Lucas Geis, the junior wide receiver, defensive back for John Glenn. He's had a wonderful game tonight for the Bobcats also.
Yeah, he's standing at midfield knowing he's going to get that ball on the plus side of the 50. This one he goes, I might just let roll because when it starts bouncing like that, that's not a round ball.
No.
And if you don't get it clean, you just let it go. You're still going to get the ball at the 47 or 48-yard line. There'll be another short field.
They really have not had the worst field position they had tonight, Jeff, was on that 76-yard run by Boyd to start the 3rd quarter. That was the worst they've had all night.
Well, and again, when you look at that pass coming from Measy, it's a touch pass behind the line of scrimmage. But if you catch Boyd just starting to lean forward like he did. That momentum going forward. He just turned on the jets and put it into another gear.
There was nobody going to catch him here with running clock at 7:25 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats at the Panther 47. We got a penalty? And we missed something.
Oh. So if it's a personal foul and not an unsportsmanlike, then it was probably physical in nature and not verbal.
So that'll take him all the way down to the 32-yard line.
You know, Mike, if you've got 2 of those in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, I don't want to be in Coach Horton's film room as they further discuss what took place and transpired with those 2 penalties.
Yeah. That 12-hour rule is going to be in effect tonight.
Looks like Boyd coming to the near side of the field. Breaks another tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and ends up making 6 or 7 yards out of nothing.
Well, and the quarterback threw a nice block, Measy, but also who didn't throw a block, Jeff, number 8, Lucas Geis. He saw the name on the back of the jersey. You know what that means? You want nothing to do with that player. Just let him go. Don't block him. Don't get that block in the back. So a smart play right there by Geis.
Very, very well done. And
we got another penalty?
Don't know what they're talking about. We got another dead ball. Personal foul against the offense. And that's 3 of those majors here in less than a half of a quarter of football, and that's something they've got to clean up before their game next week with Garber.
Yep, we in the Bay County TV will be at the Duke Bobcat game over there at Ed Harvey Field on the campus of Essexville Garber. Looking forward to that one, but Bobcats got the Panthers right now with the running clock up 35-0.
Well, waiting on the 50-50 number. Measy on the outside with a great completion, trying to curl back to the inside. Gain of about 8-9 yards on the play, and really all night long they have conceded that little 7-8 yard hitch route, and why not take advantage of it as it's 2nd down and 11 yards to go.
Braxton Gibson in on the tackle for the Panthers.
Yeah, we were only off by 100.
Well, we're getting closer.
Yeah, close but no cigar. 2nd down and 11. Another nice swing pass to the outside. Great downfield blocking from the wide receivers. Now you can dip out of bounds.
Yes.
You don't got to worry about the clock stopping. It continues to rock and roll.
The Bobcats are very good at that little swing pass and that downfield blocking right there, Jeff. And they are taught really well. They keep their hands in. They don't get a hold of the jersey and just contain and stay in front of the defensive back.
Blake Francis has been huge tonight blocking on the wide side of the field for John Glenn.
Totally agree.
Coming to this side of the field again, and that one could have been a penalty, and they do get it. There's a block in the back, and that time Lucas Geis went, I thought I contacted him before, but he turned at the last second. Really nothing Geis could have done about that because his intent was not to hit him in the back, but he was spinning, and it happened, and it's the right call.
It does happen. There's another one. I think there's going to be another personal foul.
Well, there's going to be a live ball and a dead ball.
Yep.
So that rescinds the offset. So they're going to get 10 yards on the first one from a block in the back. And then they're going to have to decide what the second penalty is. And it's nice down here. You have got probably
how many years?
120 years of experience between a white hat, a normal white hat, and one of the best umpires in the state of Michigan.
Block in the back.
So they're going to go back 10 and up 15, and they'll end up being 1st and 5 at midfield. They're going to call that penalty happen at the 47, not at the line of scrimmage. So there's the 10. Now they're going to reset the dead ball. Personal foul against the defense. Larry Jacobs getting his
That was
steps
just,
in tonight.
I was just thinking the same thing. Larry's he's not going to have to go for his normal walk tomorrow. He's just going to be able to take it right here.
He and his wife love to walk, and that will make it first down and 3 yards to go for the Bobcats. So they actually picked up 5 on the 2 penalties. Too many personal fouls happening right now. The verbiage has got to shut, and you've got to just play ball.
Yep.
1st and 3, so the John Glenn Bobcats again.
That turned out pretty good.
Rolling with their offense, and everything, every button they've pushed has turned to success. Faking the jet sweep, and they're just shucking them one at a time. Guys does such a nice job with his hands of just gobbling that ball up, keeping it away from his body, and then he's got the ability to spin for some extra yak.
Well, and Measy put it right on the money again, and then Geis comes back to the ball to get it, and then he knows he's got to make a move, and he knows where the first down marker is, get that first down, and let's keep moving with the offense. So that was a really nice throw and catch by those 2 players.
I just like the fact that Geis has those arms extended out getting the ball, not waiting for it to hit off your chest plate or anything. And there's another high percentage, and there's another holding call. That was the right call.
That one flag hit number 54 for the Bobcats, and Nicholas Meyer, it hit him right in the thigh pad, and he said, "What is that?" And he looked down, there's a penalty flag that hit him right in the thigh.
Well, again, when you're that wide open to mankind, you could not just grab.
And that's not an easy pass to throw, Jeff. You have a tendency to want to aim it, and that's a very difficult pass to throw to a running back come out of the backfield like that.
Total touch pass.
And he does a great job. And the backs do a great job catching the ball on the run because he puts it right where it should be.
Yeah, he puts it in a position where they're able to move north and south as soon as they catch the ball. So that penalty brings them back, and it'll be first down and about 18 yards to go. But again, just chewing up huge chunks of the clock with just 20 seconds left. He's going to have to just throw this ball away. Great job. He intended that for the receiver, almost making the catch inbounds was Kukulski. But with 10 seconds left, that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with our score, the John Glenn Bobcats 35 and the Panthers from Alma nothing. Back in a moment for the final Quick 12 here on BCTV.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
"Which hospital?"
Before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
Welcome back on BCTV. Jeff Doden and Mike Wisdala. Pleased that you're along with us on this fun-filled Friday of football from John Glenn. Producing, directing, and filming Nick Page. We're having a great time tonight if you're a Bobcat fan because they have dominated on both sides of the football.
Very impressive tonight, Jeff, for the Bobcats. They really are looking good.
There's Ford, and he's got a little seam too and finishing up. He's not going to go down. He's got 5 yards after contact, and we find out that he was like the 145 state champ last year. So that's a big small guy.
Young man runs mad.
Yeah,
he can pick him up and put him down, and he's good between the tackles. And when he gets around the end, he's got some speed to turn it on also.
Yeah, he can get violent in the running.
He sure
for
can.
a 145 or 50 pounder. That's amazing. Again, he breaks the seam, spins away from another tackler. Look at him carry 3 defenders for an extra 3 yards.
You know what else these guys got? Great vision. He's getting some great blocks from the offensive line of John Glenn, but he knows he's got great vision. He can cut it out. He can cut it back inside. And you're right. He just carried 3 tacklers for an extra 5 yards. What a great player that young man is.
Boy, and he finishes. He's always falling forward at the end of the play, and that is the sign of a great back. New running back into the ball game now with fresh legs, and that looks like Bidoff. As he runs forward for another 10-yard gain, looks like they're going to move the sticks again.
Ford's only a junior, Jeff, so he's got another year with the Bobcats.
Yeah, the Bobcats are not overly senior laden, and so the future looks good for this squad. 1st and 10, just inside the 15. Bitta again, he's hit at the line of scrimmage, might have picked up a yard before he is wrestled to the ground. And I'm looking for the number on that defender. Looks like that was Connor Catlin.
Also in was Cameron Rickman for the Panthers, Jeff. We got the running clock still. We are at 10 minutes and counting to go here in the fourth quarter. What an impressive showing by the John Glenn Bobcats here in week 2 of the high school football season.
Now you're seeing the ability of Coach Horton to start mixing and matching, getting some quality snaps for some backups that have worked hard in practice, and it's paying off with some quality playing time. 2nd down and 10. Bit up again, gets to the outside, finishing strong.
Whoa.
He's sniffing that first down marker. Looks like he's about a yard short, but 9-yard gain, and that was a great run.
And he went right over somebody, one of the Panther tacklers. I didn't see who that was, but he runs the ball awful hard, the senior Aiden Bidoff for the Bobcats. Nice run by that young man.
I think Gavin McConnell was the one that he gave the shoulder to at the end of that play. 3rd down and a long 1 yard to go situation. Sniffing the goal line. Trying to get upfield. Nice job by the defense of catching him in the backfield and shutting that play down.
Looked like number 67, possibly, A.J. Stone, or was there a fumble?
Borden was the running back that time? Okay. I don't believe so. I just think it's 4th down.
Oh, okay. It's 4th down and long. Well, not long, I should say. 4th down and 2 for the Bobcats. They can still get a first down.
Just inside the 5.
Yep.
So what a great step. Just jump cutting to the right tackle spot and finding daylight to pick up the first down. Didn't catch the number of the back yet, but what a great job. Bit up. What a great run. Jump cut right behind the center and went off right tackle.
All those backs are very similar to the way they run the ball, Jeff. They got good feet, good vision, and they're not afraid to put their head down, run between the tackles. And they all have a little bit of speed to get to the outside. They've been very impressive tonight. But let's get some love to the big fellas up front. They've done a fantastic job opening holes for those running backs.
The big dogs are eating good in the neighborhood tonight, indeed. 1st and goal from the 3. And it's a quarterback keeper and a penalty flag down on the play as Measy gets down to the 1 yard line. Normally it's holding when you see that flag coming from that spot. It's holding on the offense, and it will be a 10-yard penalty. Still 1st and doable, though, from about the 13-yard line.
We'll thank a couple of sponsors, Jeff. Covenant Healthcare, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, who has their annual induction banquet coming up at the Doubletree in downtown Bay City, November 9th this year, Jeff. So
the best MC in the neighborhood.
Well, you know, some people would disagree with that, but I think you're right.
I think I'm an expert, and I like them.
Village and Action Towing are some of our sponsors tonight. So thank you so much for helping us out.
1st down from its Bidda again, breaking another tackle, cuts it up the seam, into the end zone, John Glenn Bobcat!
Touchdown! And here comes the baby powder again.
Oh, boy. It's going to smell like a newborn baby.
Johnson and Johnson.
Oh, boy, I wouldn't want to be too close to that going home. My hair's white enough without having the baby powder in.
Well, it all depends.
Woo! At least the wind's blowing most of it away.
Yeah. I remember they did that one time at an All Saints basketball game I was coaching at, and we had to stop the game because the floor was all so slippery with all that baby powder on it.
Safe to say it didn't happen twice?
No, it didn't happen twice.
So we're going to take a quick, are we going to set up for the Oh, my goodness.
I didn't see the flag.
Take it away again. I was going to say, this is a long place to go for the conversion. Just trying to get out of bounds, and, boy, close to a late hit there, too. That's what you definitely don't want to happen from Nick Johnston, who's had a pretty solid game defensively for Alma tonight.
Yeah, he's played really well for the Panthers. It's going to be second down and 20 for the Bobcats.
We're under 5 minutes and counting left in this running clock situation.
That running clock, it just poof, away it went.
I love the clock again, and I think it's very merciful. You're
sure.
keeping people healthy and giving them less opportunities to get hurt, especially early in the season. Trying to go downfield. Measy's pass is just a little overthrown. And on the wide side of the field, his guys over there going, nobody was even in my area code over here.
I'm all by myself.
But you know what? When you're rolling away, it's really tough to stop and throw cross body back, even though tonight it would have been with the wind.
Yeah, you got when you got people chasing you down, Jeff, and you just can't look backside. But
throwing late to the backside is not usually the success recipe. Trying to come down, look at the finish, getting near the goal line. They're going to say, is he out of bounds? No, he's into the end zone. Let's try this again, Gwiz. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown.
Looks like number 22, Bordon, for the John Glenn Bobcats, if I'm not. Yeah, Luke Bordon for the Bobcats. Boy, he got out there and he was bound and determined to get into that end zone. In the last couple of yards, he really worked his way to get that touchdown.
He wanted it bad and he finished. Oh, got a new female kicker out there. Is that Dayton DeRocher? Trying to see who that number is. Well, we got timeout on the field with 3:29 left. We'll get the name of that female kicker in just a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not one, not two, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Back here on BCTV, even the neighbors are having fun. Fire in the hole, Quiz.
I tell you what, that's the place to live on a Friday night for a home football game. Get to see the scoreboard and everything. You got the fire going. Probably having a cold Diet Coke or Pepsi.
A couple of Diet Pepsis in this chilly evening air would be a great way to sit around the fire as the Bobcats are getting ready to kick off.
Well, that kid, he's got a foot.
And that ball goes into the end zone, and a touchback will bring it out. As the clock rolling here now, it's by the time the Panthers get onto the field, it will be under 3 minutes left to play.
Asher Clark, the kicker for the Bobcats, Jeff, he's done a nice job with the kicking duties tonight for John Glenn. They are up at this point with the running clock 41-0 over the Alma Panthers.
He might have to ask his girlfriend for a little foot rub. He's been having to kick the ball so much between extra points and kicking off. He's going to have some sore tootsies. You know what Mama's going to say? Limp it and like it. Quick pitch to the outside. Look at the pursuit to the football by John Glenn defense again. Absolutely crazy as number 20, Mateo Castilla, just got rocked.
Not in on the tackle for the Bobcats, Jeff, number 13, Blake Bach, a sophomore tight end linebacker for John Glenn. So, again, you talked earlier about that young squad for the John Glenn Bobcats, and some of these younger players are getting some big minutes right now.
Well, that was an impressive finish from a sophomore.
Sure was.
Just came head and shoulder through and dropped him like a rock. $150 and counting left in the game. Trying to run the ball again, and he's been an effective player tonight as a junior, but boy, he has really taken his hits tonight, and that is Penn Seeley.
Another flag came out late.
I think he might have another personal foul.
Kason Hartley, number 32, in on the tackle with some help from his friends for the Bobcats. Another junior, Jeff, Kason Hartley, tight end linebacker.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense. Boy, that might be 5 major penalties in one half for the Bobcats. Coach Horton is going to be happy with the score, but the film session might have a little spirited conversation.
Sunday night's film session will have some major talking points, so to speak. How's that? Is that well said? Talking points?
Might have to be behind closed doors. First and 10 for Alma. Panthers back. It's a nice little seam pass, and again, wide receiver starting to try and look upfield, knowing he's going to get popped, takes his eyes off that ball, and the incomplete pass, the clock's still running. It's going to be under a minute here, 60 seconds and counting left in this one.
Those wide receivers just know where those DBs are, Jeff. And when you hear something coming, footsteps or maybe a little bit of yell, you get the old gator arms, and you just kind of you start thinking about catching the football.
Well, you credit the defensive backs because they've laid the wood all night long, so they know they're going to get popped.
They've had a great game tonight, the DBs.
And that pass is overthrown too, and I think the Panthers are going to be hard-pressed to get one more playoff here in this game. There's no sense of urgency for them to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nope.
As Jamison Blair coming into the game defensively to play corner for the Bobcats, and they're going to maybe try and get one more playoff, but Bobcats are going to come away with an impressive victory here. They just get that off prior to the end of the game. The pass on the outside brought down, and that's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game, the John Glenn Bobcats 41 and the Panthers of Alma nothing. We'll be back in a moment to put the wraps on this on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here with our post-game show on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. What a complete game on both sides of the ball from the John Glenn Bobcats tonight.
It was impressive. This Bobcat team was hitting on all cylinders tonight, Jeff. Special teams, defense, offense, running backs were hard. Offensive line did a great job opening holes, pressure on the quarterback. It was just a complete game by the Bobcats.
Well, both running backs, your quarterback, your wide receivers, the yards after contact were impressive.
They really were. They ran angry. Their wide receivers, when they caught the ball, they were not going to go down. They're well coached. They're taught to stay on their feet, play until the whistle. And those running backs, they could run in between the tackles. They could run outside. They got the speed, the strength. And you know, that offensive line, we got to give those dudes some love. They really did a nice job opening the holes for those backs and giving the quarterback time to throw the football.
And again, all those passes, you start the third quarter off with a penalty and you go, oh no, we're back at our own 24-yard line. Boyk just takes that thing and goes down the sideline, found another gear, and went untouched into the end zone.
Yeah, 76 yards to just, coming out in the third quarter. Even more deflated, the Panthers, with that big run right there, Jeff. But the quarterback put it on the money on that swing pass, and Boyk never had to miss a step. He caught him in stride, and he went 76 yards. Nobody's going to catch that kid.
I dare say this is becoming a very dangerous team with the confidence that they're playing with on both sides of the ball.
They look like feel very good about themselves. They like what they're doing on offense. They like what they're doing on defense. They got a good kicker that puts them in a really good spot when he kicks the ball off. So I think this is a complete team. After 2 weeks, I like where they're at. They got a tough test next week when they go to Garber. That'll be an interesting game. Bay County TV will be there. There's no love lost between those two teams, and it'll be a great football game.
Well, it was a lot of fun if you were a John Glenn Bobcat fan tonight, as from start to finish, they dominated this football game. That about puts the wraps on our Frank's Great Outdoors post-game show. Have a great night. We'll look forward to talking with you next week.
See you from Garber.